Welcome to my YouTube channel Codebreaker. Today we are going to learn about the map in JavaScript. So what is the map? Map and the filter are the ES6 concept. It's nothing but the similar way how we learn about the high order function. So map and filter are also the high order function which accept the callback function and returns in the form of a array. So let's take one example to find the square of a number, and we will see using a simple example, and then we will convert that method into the square uh, of the number using map. So what we will do, we will create one function to get the square of the number. So here we'll create one array, comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So what does this function will accept the array value, and then it will take one array data as a array variable as a result, and then what we will do, we will loop the array value whatever we are getting to the method, val of arr, and then we'll push the uh, value of the array and find the square of the number. So what we will do, val star star of 2, it's nothing but the val into val, and then what we will do, we'll return the result. So and then we'll get result equal to square of the number, and we'll pass the arr. In order to avoid the confusion, I will replace arr with arg. It's nothing but the which will accept the array value, and then it will push into the array and find the square of the number, and result will return the result of the square of the number. And then when we will print the output of this result, we should get the square of the number in an array. So now if I run this code, so you can see, right, the square of the number we will get like 1 4 9 16 and the 25, which is nothing but the square of the 2 3 4 and 5. So this is okay. This is how the normal function will work. Now because we have to find the square of the number and we are performing this operation. Now what we will do, we will simplify this method using the map. So what map will do, it will loop around this array, and it will get the square of the number. Instead of using the method, right, to write one method and loop the data and push into the one of the array and getting the result, so what we will do, we will try to use the map function and find the square of the number. For now we will comment this method, and we will try to use the map. So what we will do, we will map the value. So here you can see, right, what does map do? Map takes one of the callback function. Generally it takes the three argument, a function that accepts the three argument, and map is a method which calls the callback function one at a time for each of the array. So whenever we pass the value of the any of the data, right, which is in the form of an array, it calls that particular function for the each of the value of the array using the callback function. As you can see, right, it is written a function that accepts up to the three arguments, which is nothing but the one of the callback function, index number, and the array. So the map method calls the callback, it calls the callback for each and every value of the array, and then it returns the result in the form of a array. So here map is nothing but the high order function which can also accept the method in order to return the result in the form of a array. So we don't have to convert the result into the array, it will return the result value in the form of a array only. So now let's see how we can modify the below methods what we have done. to find the square of the number in using the map. So what we will do, we will try to get the, we will try to write in the form of a high order function where map will accept the value as a function. So we will write one function as a square number function, square number, and which will accept the array value and return the ARR of 2. And what we will see, we will see the result as the square of the number, and we will call this square number. And now we will clear this output and we will try to run this. Okay, we have not consoled the output, so what we will do, let result equal to AR of map and console dot log result. Then we will rerun the code, and you can see, right, again we are getting the same result, because here square number is nothing but it is acting as a high order function which is accepting the value and returning the square of the number. So similar way, the same code, but what map is doing, it's taking the value, looping the data in the form of a first of all it will return the result in the form of array, so we don't need the separate uh, result or the any of the data which we need to push into that, push the result into the array. And secondly, it is looping the value also, so that is the reason we are getting the square of the number, right? So that is the reason it is looping the value also, and it's returning the result also in the form of a array, where it is called every time it is calling the square of the number. So that is the reason we are getting the result similar way how we were getting the below using the below method. So now what we will do, in general case we don't write we don't return the method in the array. So what we will do, we will write the result in the another form using the arrow function. So what we will do, we will pass one of the parameter, so you can see, right, it accepts the index, it accepts the array value, uh, and the value also along with the callback function. So since we have got to know, like, callback function accept the three arguments which is nothing but the value, index, and the array result. So and each of the callback for each of the method, array method, map method, sorry, not array method, it's a map method, uh, which calls the callback function for each of the element in an array. Okay, so what we will do, we will pass one of the parameter as a value, val, as in the form of a value, and what we will do, return val star star of 2. Okay, so I think the return is throwing the error because it needs the parenthesis. So now if you see, right, if now we are not using the above method, so I will just try to comment this method to make it look cleaner, and you will see, right, now we are using the one of the val as a callback method using the arrow function, and we are returning the square of the number. What I will do, I will clear this output and we will try to print the result. Again we saw, right, using the arrow function also we are getting the same result, so there is not much difference. Okay, so we are just trying to use the callback method in order to, which will take one of the value as a val parameter, which is nothing but the iteration of the each of the data, and returning in the form of a val square of the number. Now there is a concept, right, in the arrow function, like if you have if you're not performing more than one operation, so you can write it directly, right? So let us simplify it more using the arrow function. What we will do, since we are not performing more than one operation, so we can return the value directly, right, instead of using the parenthesis. Also there is only one parameter. So what we can do, we can remove this parenthesis bracket also. We have removed the curly braces, we have removed the return operation because we are doing only one operation, and we have simplified the code into the single line where we are trying to return the result in the form of a square to get the square of the number. Now if I run this code, we'll save this code and run this code, then you'll see, right, we are okay. I'll clear this output and we'll run this again. So again we are getting the same thing, right? So there is a no more, not much difference. We have simplified the such a huge lines of the code into the one line of the code. So you can see, right, how map is helpful for getting the any of the operation in order to iterate to the any of the array value and returning in the form of a array. It is also known as for the high order function, where it accepts the method what we saw just few minutes earlier, that it accepts the one of the method. So hope you might have got the concept for the map. In later part of the video we will learn about how we can use the filter and the reduce method, which is another great concept which we will be using over the React or the any other places where we have to iterate over the array list of the data or the list of the object data in the form of which is in the array of the object. So yeah, we will be seeing into the next video. For now, this is the concept for the map. If you do like the video, please to my channel Code Breaker. Thank you guys.